Crypto Rootz.
Ooh, hold on.
And I'm still in the process of getting all this off my mind, so I can have peace with myself.
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna have to replay that because
I felt like
I didn't get to do the intro.
I got taken advantage of it.
Okay, finally got to pause it. Well, welcome back, family. I know I said the last video was going to be my last, but let me tell you something.
Manipulated. And at the end of the day,
hold on. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Let me tell y'all something. After I left the Bacon's house, this guy's story lingered in my mind. And a sense of sadness came over me. And I noticed the spirits weren't as active. I got a little something out of them. But it was like, it wasn't there at the time. I wasn't feeling it. I had this sense of sadness come over me on the road back home, and we stopped at this schoolhouse, and I didn't know it was an African American schoolhouse, one-room schoolhouse, because the ones I grew up seeing was white ones in Kentucky. But for the first time I've ever seen a one-room schoolhouse from the 1930s, and it just lifted my spirit so much after having to go through this guy's story, to see that after I was feeling all that sadness, and something was like nagging at me, telling me that I really needed to push him. I really needed to go through his story. And when I came back home, another story popped up. I thought it was the end. It was like 9. He had 9 parts of just exclusively talking about Brother Polight. And I remember going through the things I've been through and how I couldn't get over or let go. It took a while to let go of a lot of things that happened to you. And I thought about it, and I was like, this guy was really, 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 really impacted in his life by this man. So let me, hear the whole story and share it. So here I am. I'm like, I thought that the last was going to be the last, but this has been a very interesting story, a very, very interesting story. So we did part 1 through 3. So let's try to do like at least to 6 today. And then maybe I'll do the last 3, 7, 8, 9 another day. So here we are, part 4. This is his story. And I mean, this makes for a good book, y'all. I mean, his story really makes, I did find out he did have a Spanish girl, and that's who he had a baby with. And she's taking care of his account, his YouTube account currently. But a lot of people that a lot of big YouTubers that I tried to push his story to, I don't think they really paid attention to me in the chat. So that's okay. That means that I have to do it, and I'm going to do it. I knew I was there when all of this was happening. I was watching Sonetta. I wasn't watching Polight because y'all know what I told you about his energy. I really couldn't stand it. I really couldn't stand him. And he would have a way of just popping up and being there. I love Inky. I love, at the time I liked watching Sonetta, but when Sonetta brought him on, I left. When I heard people say, I left. I just couldn't stand them even saying his name for some reason, because I know a lot of pain and agony was behind, that. And sometimes, you know, I talk about our community and how the influence of all the pain and agony came from the white man and the white woman to us. And they use our own people. They abuse our people, and they use them, and they teach them how to be the same way. In a way, you know. And so we have them in our communities as well. Our own people that look like us, that come and take advantage of us and do all these horrible things. But I'm gonna let this guy tell it in his own words. The other day, I did get the vibe that perhaps he's done more crimes than just bothering young girls and sexually exploiting women, scamming people out of money. I think he's also taken lives. I think he's also been that, where he's done something so horrific as that. But I'm gonna let this brother finish talking and telling you his story, and we'll try to get to 6 today.
I got taken advantage of, I got manipulated, and at the end of the day, I still blame myself for trusting someone and taking it that far, taking my trust where I went against my own better judgment. Now, back to it. So, he was having me cash out, also Western Union, Walmart to Walmart, MoneyGram, and Cash App. And I didn't know how to use it. He's like, "Yo, just download it on your phone, send your Cash App." So I was sending Cash Apps. I didn't know who these people were, but it was Jessica Casey, which is Raet, and then it was Nina, and then it was some other person, a dude who I wasn't sure yet. I mean, I didn't know who it was, but he was telling me send money. So I'm sending $1,000 here, $5,000 here, $2,000 there. So this is while I'm paying for all the tax liens. This is how I got the money to him from Hawaii, was through all these Cash Apps. Oh, man, I didn't write it. So, and he was also having me Apple Money Pay. God, man. Anyways, he kept telling me to send $1,000 to some. I'm not gonna say his name, but send $1,000 to this dude. Send $1,000 to this dude. Cash App or Apple Pay. And he's like, it's part of the investment. He's like, I already gave up my bread, bro. I already gave him my bread. Now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like $1,000 here, okay, $1,000 there. And of course, this is all for the tax liens, hotels, and everything. And come to find out later, those $1,000 were for the BMW rental car, the IA. I didn't even know until way after that cost $1,000 a day. It didn't click. And the guy, after I went to Mexico, I hit up the one dude who was looking out for me after I broke down, was the dude he was renting the cars from, and he was the only one to really like have my back and be like, "Yo, this is not the first time this happens with to people who've done Polight like that." He said it happened to his boy Yada. He said Polight got his boy Yada arrested over these rental cars because Yada paid Polight the money, but Polight didn't pay the guy he rent the cars from. So the guy he got rent the car from ended up calling the police and got Yada arrested. Find out later that Yada paid Polight. So I'm thinking, whoa, like Polight just did his boy. Like, wow, like I'm in deep now. Like I got scammed. And this is shocking, like shocking. So I had to get that out of the way. So one time, Polight was like, "Yo, Cash App Nina, $300 right now." And I'm like, he's like, come on, G, already gave up the bread. So I Cash Out Nina, and then he's like, "Yo," I said, "Sent the money." I'm like, "Yo, I just sent the money." He's like, "Nina hasn't got the money," and I'm like, "Yo, I sent the money." He's like, when we're kind of like going back and forth, and I'm like, "Yo, like, what's her Cash App? Tell me Nina's Cash App." And Nina sent me, and it was like, it was 1A off. Nina had left her phone in Vegas, and got a new phone in LA and ended up making the same Cash App, but added extra A to her name for Nina, like Nina, and didn't tell Polight, didn't tell nobody. So I sent $300 to her old Cash App, and Cash App is irreversible. Like I had to call my bank and everything. Like, nope, it's done. And I'm called Polight. Polight's like, what? And he got upset with like Nina and just like da da da. And I'm like, yo, Polight, I can't just like waste $300 like that, like off the just. He's like, no, you. He's like, her phone is at the office, at the Luxor, and let me get some water. At the Luxor, and she's still going to get a hold of it. And don't worry about it, G. It's part of the investment. It's part of the music budget. So you'll don't worry, you'll get that back. And never got it back to this day. So I had to get that out of the way. That there's this $300 Cash App to Nina that just like that just disappeared, burned $300. And also randomly he was like, yo, I need you to purchase a ticket. I need you to purchase a plane ticket for Nina's mom. And I'm like, what for? He's like, I'm going for the 1.2 million. I'm going for it. And I just want to bring Nina's mom out here to see what she's doing and see, you know what I'm saying, meet her and introduce her. Can you buy the ticket today for overnight? And I'm like, he's like, come on, G, I'm pushing. You about to get 150,000, you know what I'm saying? He's like, it's nothing. I'm like, this is like over the budget. And you know what I'm saying? And he's just like, G, I need you to get this done. And so I bought Nina's mom's plane ticket. And yeah, Nina's mom comes out literally the next day. I'm having to pick her up, having to drive them around and whatnot. So yeah, had to pay for Nina's mom's plane ticket overnight on the fly, right when Polight asked. And he was like, he would say that I'm going for it now. I'm going for it. He would just go in and out of going for the 1.2 million deal and just like randomly kind of like enforce it when he needed me to pay for shit. And another thing that threw me off, and when I first met him, he told me about the Nina deal, stepping away, and I overheard a conversation. And that's where I met his other mentee, and who we started sleeping in the car. And like I thought that was his bodyguard and everything. I don't know what was going on. And I'm like, oh, so you're the dude I've been sending money to. He's like, oh, you're the dude I've been getting money from. I'm like, so we're like, oh, what's up, brother? What's up, brother? And we kicked it. We hit it off right away. And we're still cool. And yeah, Polight did him real dirty too. So you may hear his story from himself. Now, I overheard Polight saying that he paid for Victoria's breast. He's paid $6,000 for Victoria's breast implants. Overheard him. I couldn't even believe what I heard, and I refused to even believe it. I'm thinking like, I just like totally like, it's like almost a religion. Like I chose not to believe that was right there, right in front of my face, because I chose to, I don't know. And so that threw me off. Like, I'm just not in that world of paying for it. I was like, damn, you can't get more any superficial or LA or Hollywood than that shit. And he overheard him say he paid $6,000 for Victoria's breast. I'm like, damn. So that shit kind of just stuck in the back of my mind. Also, he lied to me about paying realtor fees. He was like, yo, G, out of nowhere, yo, G, I need you to send $500 to this person on Cash App. I need you to cash out $500 to my real estate agent for doing all the work and looking at all the different condos. And come to find out later, it was his older daughter that I sent the money to. Now, let's get into that. I think her name is Tazani. I don't know how to spell her name. I've seen her a few times. On back, on his old videos. And so one day he's like, yo, G, can you pick me up? I pick him up, drive him around. He's like, go here, go there, go here. Send me the address. Go here. So we pull up to this restaurant, and we're sitting outside for a while. And, it's just silence in the car. Polight's not talking. He's not, I just know, get the vibe like he's just not in a talking mood right now. And he knows I never even try to initiate conversations. So that's why he keeps me around, or kept me around. So the car opens, and this woman comes in the car, and I'm like, oh, okay. that must be his older daughter. And then immediately she just starts fucking yapping, talking. Like, I'm like, whoa, like this energy just totally switched up in this car. And so we're like driving away, and she's just nonstop gossiping and talking. Polight's just like silent. I'm silent. She's nonstop fucking talking. And I'm thinking, wow, this is awkward. This is awkward. And so I drive apparently to her apartment, park outside. She goes upstairs and she comes back down, and she is dressed in some she's dressed like she's about to go on a date. High heels, all tight shit, and ready to go out. Like, and I didn't realize what I guess this is they want to go out on it. And so I was just thinking, like, wow, like dress like that to go out with your dad. Like, in the back of my head, I never said nothing, you know. And immediately I got the vibe. So, and then she switched up. She was like, da da da, and brought up money to Polight. And then Polight's like, let's not talk about that right now. I already told you to do it. And then she's like, so what? Like, I already brought it up. Let's talk about it. And then she just went off. Like, you told me about this, and you said you're gonna give me this kind of money, and da 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 da. She starts flipping on Polight, and Polight's like, I don't know how you don't realize how disrespectful you sound right now. And she's just like rude to him. And then I was like, whoa, like this is awkward. Like this is a really awkward car ride right now. And she was like talking to Polight as if he was a boyfriend, like as if he was a boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or something. Like the vibe did not at all seem like father and daughter. And I'm not trying to gossip. I'm not trying to bring up. Somebody else told me this too. That statement was like, yo, like, what'd you think about that? How'd you think about it? Were you around that? And I'm like, yeah. Just like, what kind of vibe did you get? And I'm like, that was a little bit more than a little father and daughter. Like that seemed like actual like some like just way more than father and daughter. You know, especially the way she was dressed and the way she was talking to him, and just, you know, and just really obviously going off and disrespecting him in front of his mentee. So that was awkward. That was awkward. Now, let me get into the crypto course and how that all come about. And like I said, I brought up cryptocurrency to Polight, out of nowhere, and started spitting game. And he was like, yo, G, like, we can make some bread. Like, we can make some money off this. Like, we can make some money off this. Like, I'm going to shoot a course. And I'm like, yo, like, yeah, no, you know. And he's like, yo, just follow my lead. I'm going to show you how to make bread. You know what I'm saying? I'll hustle courses. You already know that. And just follow my lead. I'm going to do promotions. I'm going to do the whole spiel already. And then I'm like, he's like, yo, we're going to do some live streams. You ready to do live streams? And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm built for this. This is in me. It's not on me. It's in me. I know crypto. You know what I'm saying? So I was ready. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to show off, but that's when Polight put me on the live streams. And I just spit in game. And then Polight was like, whoa, like, based on the feedback people were getting, like, he was like, yo, you kind of good. Like, you actually kind of comfortable. Like, you can actually explain, you know, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, you actually kind of good at teaching this. And so he put me on another live stream. And, you know, I just kept spitting crypto game. And so, and he was like, yo, we about to do this course. And that's when we did, we shot that video in the park with the BMW. I rented, didn't even fucking know. And, yeah. Then he's like, yo, one night he's like, yo, I already set up pre-sales for the crypto course. Look how much money I made within the last hour or two. And it was about $600 to almost like $1,000-something within like just him out 3 hours of him posting it. People already paid for the pre tickets of the crypto course. And I'm like, wow, it's like that. He's like, yo, so we're going to open up a bank account together, and I'll be able to get you sales from that crypto course from the bank account, like a joint account we open up together. You know what I'm saying? Is the camera straight? Yes. All right. So I'm just down. I'm driving him. I'm following his lead. Sorry, I got eye problems. I got all types of health problems right now. That's why I got to get this out. And so, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Like, what ended up happening, I'm kidding you not, I'm not lying, I swear I would not lie. Brother Polight played basketball every single day. Every single day. And I was sleeping in the car for like over a month and a half. I was sleeping in the car, sleeping in the park, literally living in the car, driving his right, he's playing basketball from like morning till night. Basketball. And the whole time I was ready to do the course. The whole time I'm ready to spit crypto game. The whole time I'm just there. And that's when the car battery thing started kind of happening. And I was like, yo, Polight, can you get this car battery changed? Can you get this car battery changed? He's like, why are you worried about the car battery right now? You should be worried about getting the crypto course. And I'm like, throwing, like totally trying to like just check me out of nowhere. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, we need to, we're going to open up a bank account today, and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm down. I'm ready. Nothing. Polight ends up playing just basketball all day. And I play soccer. So I was playing soccer on my own, just playing and then teaching my soccer, maybe kicking the ball with Aminette, my aunt. He was just like cool watching me and his wives and daughter play while he played basketball. And sometimes Ed would sit there and watch him play basketball. And it was just kind of like family vibes outdoors. And I didn't want to pressure Polight about my money, about my investments, about because he was just quote unquote in recreation mode, and I wanted to be cool, and I didn't want to bring business into his recreation mode. But I'm stinking, you know what I'm saying? Like I need showers, like I need some more money. I got a Airbnb, and I'm living out of his car. But I didn't say nothing to him while he was playing basketball all day, every day. Now, one time, I decided to be in a playful. I was in a playful mood, and I decided to just kind of go out of my shell, just to kind of get over things for a bit, and then joke around about playing basketball with Polight. Like, yo, Polight, pass me the ball. Can I play? Can I play? Just trying to be like a playful little bro, And it's just like, all right, yeah, G, you can play. And I'm like, oh yeah, so I ended up playing a pickup game, and Polight's on the other team, and I'm like, nah, I want to be on the same team as Polight. Like, I'm a guard Polight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna just have fun going against him in basketball. And I'm terrible. I'm not a good basketball player, and nor did I claim to be, or nor was I trying. You know what I'm saying? And I was doing the best I can. And there was a dude on the court who started yelling at me, who was on my team, screaming and just cursing at me like this motherfucker doesn't know how to play. He's like, wait, he just started screaming, and I knew it was over the top because we're around kids. There's a children's playground literally right next door, and he's screaming to the top of my lungs, calling me a dumb motherfucker and da 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 da, and screaming at me. And this dude sucks at basketball as well, and like. This dude is no one to be talking, and I realized like this dude is getting kind of emotional, and this dude he's got some other shit, and he's trying to blame me for it. So I chose not to participate in his anger towards me. So I ended up finishing the game. I felt like walking away, and just but I finished the game, and then I walk away. I'm like, it was a huge mistake for even trying to play basketball. You got ghetto ass niggas coming to Beverly Hills trying to play basketball, street ball, and I just really regretted it. And then I'm walking by after I use the restroom. Polight's like, come back on the court, come back. I'm like, nah, bro. He's like, come on. I'm like, nah, G, nah. And he was just like, all right, whatever, And that was that until a day or two later. When I'm sitting in the park, this is before the manhunt. This is the night before, when I'm sitting in the park for 7 hours. Polight says he's going to help me get a room from one of his Airbnbs. Finally, I got to pay him $250. I get the room for a week. He's like, yo, we're going to shoot the crypto course. I'm going to get you this room, and then we're going to fly out to Miami. I want you to come with me to Miami. I got a house out there. You're going to be good, bro. I understand your value. I understand what you have to bring to the table. I want you around. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make bread together, And then, so that night, nothing came through. He said said either tonight or tomorrow, one of my guests will check out and you can come in. I'm sitting in the park, cold, chilling at night, and I'm like, I'm not sure this dude's gonna call me back. I'm not sure, you know what I'm saying? I said maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. And I texted Amanette and I said, I didn't want to bring stress to her. Like he told me I don't want to bring, and I'm thinking, I don't want to bug Polight. He already knows, like that. So I texted him and said, yo, it's kind of getting chilly here. Chilly. I just said, it's kind of getting chilly out here. That's all I texted Polight. I ended up getting an Airbnb in a tent that night. Yeah, I was the only one, so I got Airbnb in a tent for like $25 a night. And then I wake up like, damn, at least I didn't stress Polight out, da-da-da-da-da. I called Polight, like, yo, can I still get that room? He's just like, nah, I don't know about you anymore, G. I don't feel comfortable putting money in you. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, it's like, he's like, nah, I don't know about you no more, G. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? You tripping, bro? He's like, what do you mean I'm tripping? And I'm like, bro, he's like, and I'm like, you tripping, Polight? Like, calm down. He's like, I ain't tripping. Why you acting disrespectful? You acting disrespectful, like through texts. And then he calls me, starts going off, yelling at me about how I texted Amanette and I didn't call him. And he's like, I have my daughter, my older daughter. I called her to ask her if you could stay at her place. You should have just called me. And the guest checked out an hour after because I told Polight, yo, can you bring my luggage, bro? So Polight brought my luggage and just didn't even look at me in the eye, really. Just brought my luggage and dropped it off and went back to his hotel. And I saw him there, just like, let me get an Airbnb, Polight. And then the next morning, he's flipping out on me on the phone because I said he's tripping. I'm calling him disrespectful. And he's like, damn near, I'm in fear of this dude, like, you know what I'm saying? On the phone. And I just have to shut up and say, yes, Polight. Yes, Polight, I was wrong. Yes, Polight, I was wrong. I apologize. Yes, Polight, I was wrong. And he brought up the fact that I didn't go and play basketball. He brought up the fact that I didn't go and play basketball after that dude confronted me. And he's like, my dad would have beat my ass. My father would have beat my ass if he saw me ever walk away from like a fight like that. If he ever saw me walk away like a bitch like that, you should have went back on the court. You should have got in his face and you should have talked shit. You should have been on his ass. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, like, it wasn't even worth it. Like, it's not worth it. He's like, it don't matter. You don't know what it is to have a real man in your life. You probably never had a father in your life. You don't know what it is to have children. You're just a single man. You don't really know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, G, like, my bad. And I even texted him and joked around like 2 days later, like, yo, I'm gonna take some boxing lessons with you and my aunt. Like, I'm not gonna let that shit happen, man. I apologize. Next time, I'm just gonna, like, fight somebody, like, just to, like, try to, like, whatever, make the situation feel better. So the crypto course, by the way. So now I was on a tangent. Now, never hits me up. So I freak out about everything, and I said, Polight, I got to end with you. Everything we doing is done, no more. Right? And then so I bought Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin, and I saved that as my reserve. So I always had something to fall back on. So even though my bank account was getting dry, I still had Bitcoin, but I ended up having to sell my Bitcoin in different complications with banks and Polight. And so at that point, I knew I still had enough Bitcoin to get out the country. So I texted Polight like, yo, I'm done with this. I'm selling my Bitcoin. I'm taking the rest of it, and I'm leaving. So I didn't know where at the time. And then the last minute, I decided Mexico because of the conversion rates, and I can get by farther off of my bread. So, and then I still have, obviously crypto to, So now I realized he's telling people I'm broke and I'm desperate. I'm trying to get after him. I don't know. But it's like, why do crypto courses with someone about finances or currency that doesn't know how to generate their own? Like, why would you do that? Like, you see my YouTube videos. I've done it. I know how to generate my own money, especially from cryptocurrency. So that's education. That's, I'm getting by and I'm working it, and it's going, there's a bull market in my trades. I'm doing consulting. I'm selling courses. I'm doing mentorships. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hustler. I don't just give up. And I always figure out a way to make my own bread. I'll never go work another job in my life. Like, never. And that's why Polight respected me. He respected the fact that I would have took it and had nothing and grinded for my education for my own and then get my own bread. And it, you know what I'm saying? So So that's how everything happened as far as how I'm getting by right now, and still making it happen. So I'm in Mexico, and I'm bitching at Polight about my money. Polight's not really talking to me, sort of like, but he's not ignoring my calls. He's kind of responding, choosing to respond. And he's like, yo, can you still do the crypto course? I've never let my fans down. I never let my audience down. I never not delivered on what my audience, you know what I'm saying? And somehow I did live stream, and then people were like, you know, listening and be like, you know what? Polight, like let's do the crypto course, man. Like it's my brand, it's mine too. I'm so passionate about teaching people, you know. And he's like, cool, G, like yeah. I'm like, let's do the crypto course, Polight. I'm ready whenever you are. You know, it's already been like a month and a half since he announced it. And how much time we got?
It's 24.
Okay, it's already been a month and a half since announced it. It's about 2 months later. I already told him I'm ready to do the course. Still doesn't ever hit me up. Still doesn't hit me up. Still doesn't hit me up. I get angry that I need money, Polight. Like, cash at me. I need reciprocity. I gave you all that bread. I sent that everything, bro. Hit me back with something, bro. Come on. Especially since we're doing the course together. Especially since you show me the cells, bro. Like, hit me with something. And he kind of like ignored my calls for a while. And then so I ended up in some beach in Mexico, and that's where I met my current girl. And then he ends up, I get a random text, and I get my girl, and then I'm thinking, wow, now I got a woman, now I'm broke, or I have not the money I had, and so I'm extra just vivid angry with Polight. Give me my motherfucking money, especially now that I got a fucking woman I love in my life, like, you know what I'm saying? And then I started threatening to go legal on Polight. I really was like, this guy fucking scammed me because of what other people are telling me. And so Polight's like arguing with me through text, and then he calls me, and I lost it. This first time I ever got it, and I was just like, you motherfucker, where the fuck is my money? God damn, you fucking late. And I just like, and he's screaming at me, we're screaming at each other on the phone. And then he's like, you know, and it just hangs up. He just hangs up. And I'm just like fucking angry. He calls me back, and I realize, let me just kind of calm down right now. I said, aloha. And he was just like, called him off guard. He was like, aloha, brother. I'm offering you, regardless of what you say, regardless of the names you call me, and you want to threaten to take me away from my family, I'm offering you an opportunity to do this crypto course. I'm offering you an opportunity to make some bread to hold you down. I know you're struggling right now, and you know what I'm saying? So you do the course, you're going to make some money with me. You know what I'm saying? We can push all this aside, da-da-da. I'm like, yo, bro, like, I break down. You said I'm going to get my money, da-da-da, bro. And I'm like, am I going to get my money? He's like, yes, you'll get your money. I would never take another man's father's life insurance from him. I'm not like that. And then he starts, like, breaking down the Metanesha, breaking down, like, Heru and Isis and Set, and breaking down, like, you know, some heavy knowledge, you know? And I'm just like, okay. He said, he calms me down. I'm going to get my bread back. He's breaking down the knowledge. We're going to do the crypto course together. He's guaranteeing me sales. And, you know what I'm saying? So I calmed down. And I was like, I don't want to go after you legally. I don't even want to fight you, dude. Like, oh, and also, he's always like, he said, you want to come after me? You want to try to take me away from my family? Talk to my attorney. And I'm like, and I already know Polight is legally prepared. Like, not only did he beat 2 murder cases himself by him, like, you know what I'm saying? He's got attorneys and lawyer, and I'm like, man, he's probably attorney Shabazz. I don't know what he's done to people who's tried to go against him legally. And I'm thinking, damn, I don't want to do that to myself, to myself. Like, I did nothing wrong. I just want my bread back. So he's telling me, I got a contingency plan. For anyone I do business with. So he's saying, I got a plan to go against you if you ever try to go against me, even though he scammed me. And I'm thinking, damn, like, this dude is. So I was like, I don't want to go after him legally because I just don't have that stronghold. And Polight's a smart dude, and he's gonna know how to cover his tracks, and he never touches the money. And he told me about that. He's like, I don't touch the money. And he break down the metaphysics behind that, you know? And so he's not traced back to anything. And so I'm like, it's going to be hard to really kind of go at him legally. Can't afford an attorney to go against him. So I'm like, yo, I don't want to go after you legally. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to, tell people the truth on YouTube about why the course isn't, happening. And he's like, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? If you ever do that, no one's gonna believe you, and you're just gonna ruin your brand. No one's ever gonna believe you, and you're just gonna ruin your brand. So I'm like, I can't go after him on YouTube. I can't go after him legally. I can't flex on him because other people told me like they had to flex on Polight, like bustle, like, yo, I need my bread back. And Polight knows that I'm by my own. I don't come from a gang background. I don't carry guns with me. I'm not about that lifestyle. I never pretend to be a gangster. And so he knows he has nothing to worry about as far as me trying to flex on him. So he already knows he's good. He's good. And the only option I have left at this point is to shut up and just agree and go along with him in order to possibly get my money back. So he ends up sending, he's like, yo, I was like, I really need some bread now. He's like, all right, so out of all the $110,000 or something like that, I get $800 back. Not $800 back. It was never from him. It was from the people that paid for the crypto course. He sent me their information. I had to call and bug them or ask them for the money for the crypto course. And they're like, all right, well, what's the details on the course? What's the details? I'm like, yo, Polight, they're asking me about when's the course going to be. They're asking me. He's like, all right, tell them this, tell them this, tell them this. So I tell them that. They send me the money. And I'm like, all right, cool. I got a little money. I can move around. I can, handle little things. And I'm thinking like, we're about to do this course. It's right around the corner. I've been ready for the last 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready to go. Polight's going to hit me up any day. We're going to do the live stream. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't hit me up. And randomly sends me different invoices to process. And so that's how that happened. So I ended up, he only sent me 8 invoices. And I got about like $800. So then he calms me down, and then we ended up doing that live stream where I did the MetaMask things. So we're on that video, we're kind of on good terms. But on the video, he lied on the video, and I didn't say nothing. He said, why is the crypto course taking so long? Why is it taking so long? People are wondering, why is it taking so long? It's because me and my other mentee, we've been going back and forth thinking of what's the best way to go about bringing you the most powerful information. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I'm thinking back, man, no, he's not. Like, Polight never has applied the information I told him. Never has he opened up the Bitcoin wallet or bought Bitcoin or at least showed me. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'm willing to show Polight. I'm willing to go extra mile and teach him personally.
Yeah, this guy allowed him to take advantage of him, but he didn't know. His mind was in a different place. He thought that Polight was this amazing YouTuber, this highly intelligent man. And he looked up to him. And he trusted him. He put his trust in the wrong person. But this guy is dropping jewels because he was with him the whole time. He was messing around with the young girl. But what I don't get is why they didn't do the connection. New York police officers didn't do the detectives didn't do the connection. Or they weren't able to do the connection or communicate with this guy. Then, even though she was probably about 17, 18 by this time. Or she might have been still 16. I don't know. I really don't know. But they threw the case out because of Sonetta in his mouth. He ran his mouth. And they said the evidence was they said it was inadmissible in court because it was, or something like that. But I think what this guy is saying is very important. It shows his MO. It shows his true light of him, who he is to people. He's a sociopath. Very dangerous.
Didn't imply nothing, and then told everyone that we were going back and forth trying to discuss the best thing to happen when he never called me, and I'm just sitting there waiting on Polight to hit me up to do the course. Right? So, people started following me right after that. Oh, you seem cool. You seem like a cool dude, da 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 da, and whatever. People's really into the crypto course, and ends up happening. The course just keeps being prolonged, and 2 weeks. He's telling me 2 weeks, telling everybody 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. It keeps pushing it back. 2 weeks. How long we are? Yo, how long we are?
32.
All right. 2 weeks. And then a few people are like, yo, I want my money back. Yo, I want my money back. It's not happening. And I'm like, yo, like, I don't know. Polight keeps telling me 2 weeks. Keep 2 weeks. And this shit got so exhausted. I didn't even think this shit would happen anymore. And then he officially like let out some dates and sent some emails and something. And we ended up doing the most basic, boring. And then I told him like, yo, I got a new computer. I'm in a new country. The Wi-Fi is different. And he's like, he told me he was going to walk me through the whole process. And he said, I was like, yo, I need time to get set up. I need, you know, he threw me on live stream right away. Like, I've never been like, you know what I'm saying, thousands of people, like my lady, she's like, for real, like, I'm like freaking out, like, oh my God, like, how do I log in? How do I do this? And then he's like, yo, so excuse my mentee, he's new at this, and yeah, you'll figure it out eventually. I'm like, yo, you're throwing me on the spot live, bro, like, and I like having to figure all this out, and I pulled it off, man. I pulled it off, you know, and then for the crypto course, the technical difficulties didn't come out so well. And so I'm having to kind of, it was just sloppy, bro. And it was taking forever. I couldn't explain anything I really wanted to get into. I had to go at Polight's pace. And we only shot the first part of the course. And I felt bad inside. And not only did he charge $120, he was trying to charge $200. I was like, I would never charge that amount of money just to teach people about cryptocurrency. Like, I want people to get this. I want people to afford this. I want the common person to afford this. I don't want people to feel alienated and not be, I want people, I'm so passionate about teaching my brothers and sisters, especially from the hood, cryptocurrency. Like, that's why I started this. That's why I did my mentors. So that, later I'll tell you about that. But so that's what threw me off. And then he wanted to put credit, insurance, and crypto all in one course. And like, he didn't tell me how he wanted to do it. Nothing. And it just seemed, I felt so bad. It's such a waste of time. And then he was like, all right, in 2 weeks, we're going to do the second part. And it just got so sloppy. People kept hitting me up. When's the course happening? When's the course? I'm like running out of answers. People are hitting me up. Yo, I paid Polight consultations. Polight never hit me up. I paid him $200. Polight never hit me up. People are hitting me up, dude. And I'm having to be a professional, like, explainer of why it's just not happening. And it's affecting me. It's affecting my brand. This is not the way I wanted to teach my people. You know what I'm saying? And go through this experience. It was killing me. And that's why I had to drop that video. Right? And just when it's just all said and done, like, I'm not getting my bread back. So this is part 4. And I had to explain the whole crypto course. Brother Polight played basketball all day. We were in the hotel room in Texas. We could have done it. He just chose never to follow up. He chose never to call me. He chose never to talk about it. He chose never to apply the information himself. He chose to throw me on live without any pre-experience. And that's it, man. I had to let people know, like, yo, this is the real reason, man. And later, and then I come to realize I only got 8 invoices. There was over 50 or 60 people that I know paid for the course. And I'm teaching it. And people are telling me the only reason I got the course was to hear crypto. And I'm only got 8 cells. So he's draining more value out of me left and right, dude. Left and right. So I said, yo, I can't do the crypto course unless you give me like $1,200, $1,500. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you got it. I know you had it. You showed me this pre-sales. I seen the people that logged into the chat. And I'm thinking I only processed 8. And there was over 50 or 60 people. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you just did me wrong. Part 4. Aloha.
All right, family. Let me go to part 6. Part 5. I'm sorry, part 5. Let me share my screen over here. Because it so happened he kept all of his stuff in a, pretty accessible than what I thought. So let me get this here. He called him a sociopath. And I have to agree with him on that one from what I've seen of the brother and, what I've seen him do, how his behavior was. Even though I haven't experienced him or been around him. But I know people who act like this. And the hell I had to go through with my brother over his ex-wife, who was a sociopath. We couldn't figure out what her mentality was, but she too wants to go to Hollywood. And actually, I just saw on her Facebook she was planning on going straight to Hollywood. And she steps on people and leave you for dad. Try to leave you for dad. After taking total advantage of you. So I know the female version of Polight. She didn't have a lot of husbands, but if she could, she would. I wasn't going to let my brother be a casualty of that sociopath. So, it's typical of them want to have attention. All attention is good attention. All bad publicity is good publicity. They love people to hate them. They'll make you hate them. They love your attention.
Aloha, YouTube. This is your boy, Crypto Rootz. And I'm not even going to say nothing. This is part 5. So, just going to tell you how deep I was cut. Sir, I'm just saying. So I can heal these wounds. And, I'm actually starting to just feel better talking about it. Like I never seen a therapist in my life. Never. And I don't know, but it does feel good actually talking about this. All right. So just to show you like how dedicated I really was to the movement. I even told him I want to be part of New Covenant. Like I want to be the agriculture officer of New Covenant. I told him that. I'll discuss that later. So I'm on my own, like straight up on my own. And I don't really have anyone. Like if I'm planning ahead, if I'm about to get a trust, I'm about to get some real estate, who's gonna be my beneficiary? Like who can I pass the money down? My father passed me something. So what can I do to make it even bigger? And who could I give it to? And I'm looking at this time in my life, I really didn't have no one. The family I did have at the time, so unconscious, so far away that, they literally like think I'm crazy. So I really had no one. So I figured I wanted to give it to someone who's young now so that, just to get them ahead of the game. And I knew Brother Polight had, his whole family set up, that in case he passed away, at least that's, what he told people. I just said, hey, brother, if anything were to happen to me, can you put my aunt as the beneficiary of my trust? I'm not joking. I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. I have texts of Brother Polight saying, wow, I'm speechless. And I wasn't even trying to do it to impress him or to win any points. I literally felt like I seen the relationship, at least I've only seen the relationship he had with his daughter on camera. And there's times where it really cut me deep. I mean, not cut me deep, but it really hit me hard how much he loved his daughter. And that's what cuts me so deep. So I said, hey, can you put my aunt as the beneficiary of my trust? Me thinking that this shit's really about to go down. Like, this shit's for real. I'm getting my life set up. And if anything were to happen to me, it can be in the hands of my aunt. And she would at least have better education on how to manage it financially due to her father, Brother Polight. So, yeah, we all know how that went. So, and I gotta say, like, there is no way Amanat and Ra'at, and I'm kind of thinking Nina, I'm kind of thinking not, can really, like, they had to have known this was going on the whole time. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and think it was just Brother Polight. Like, they had to have known this was happening.
Ooh.
And that hurts me even deeper. It's like almost like a fucking setup. It's like a fucking setup, dude. Like a fucking setup. And I care for them.
I don't know if he could see the videos now of them sashaying and clothes and stuff like that, then he would know that they just as guilty. And yes, I think his wife should have charges against her as well. Matter of fact, even teach the young girl that ran away from her mom. She needs to learn a hard lesson in life. Yes, they all should go.
Like,
they all
came with such an open heart chakra the entire way. And that's why I think I just gave it all until I had none. Just because, I don't know, I wasn't around Black people for the last, you know what I'm saying? I was so happy to be, or so almost, I felt almost maybe a false sense of love. And that I was around Black people, conscious Black people, brothers and sisters, especially like Brother Polight, that quote unquote, I would say the head of the conscious community, whether people agree with me or not, at least at that time. At least that's what I thought. At least that's what I came through in with that. And I got taken advantage of, unfortunately. So I hold them just as responsible. And I feel like I should go, I'm going after them all responsibly, because they had to have known about it, and the money went through them. Every time I drove Amanat around, she always had to stop by a bank. I don't know, and I don't know what I don't have no idea where she was depositing money or whatever, but that was always part of the plan, was stopping by a bank whenever Amanat was in the car.
I wouldn't even put it past them if they were doing escort work for him. If he didn't put them girls to work doing escort work. From what it sounds like, when that time in the other video, when he said he had to go pick up a girl and she was all dressed up from her place. That, it's not impossible.
I think about it. I'm just trying to be so respectful of people's space and time and everything that I'm not questioning nothing. That's what I'm saying. I hold them just as much as responsible. And let's get into this Texas trip. Okay. So this is while the car battery thing was happening, right? So that's the precursor. I told the other story. So this is literally in that. And this leads to everything else. So the car battery thing kept dying, da-da-da-da-da. Polight even buys it, then has them to return it for the money. And da-da-da-da-da. Car battery still. So Polight's at the basketball court one day. I'm sitting in the car as his driver in my home, you know? And he's all dressed up. He's not playing basketball. He's all dressed up and like he's about to go to like a show or something, he's all dressed up, but at the basketball court. And he's like, da 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 da. All right, G. So big shit's happening. I got a few deals going on over in Texas. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a boxing match. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we all about to go. You can come, and I'm in my head. I'm like, there really is no other or, bro. Like, I'm sleeping in your car. I'm your driver. You have all my money, and so yeah. But I didn't say yeah. I just said whatever my master teacher wants. I'm down. I'm down. I told him that whatever my master teacher wants, I'm down. I'm just gonna whatever opportunities come your way. You seem like you're always including me. So I'm just gonna keep going because I feel like, so I didn't say that, but this I'm thinking, let's just go, man. Let's just go. So, because I had no other choice really. So they had to go across to the back to the hotel and da-da-da. And I didn't know, first of all, few things happened. As the time's getting ready for them to leave, for us to leave to Texas, I try to start the car. Dead battery. I'm like, wow, Polight is about to flip the fuck out on me. I've already been through this, and I'm already know this is Polight is about to lose his shit on me. All right, for the 10th time, try to find another jump ASAP because Polight's got somewhere to go for business. And I text Polight. I'm like, yo, Polight, the car battery died. He's just like, come on, G. And I'm like, yo, I'm like, bro, I'll get it fixed as soon as I can. Apologize. I swear I didn't leave it on. I'm getting the jump right now.
Great depiction of Polight.
All right, and because it was time to go. So I don't know what happened, but I obviously got the car jump from someone. And I pull up and I'm like, yo, I got the car jump. She's like, all right, just leave it running, because we got a trip to go on now. So I'm thinking I'm going to just pull them up and they're going to hop in the car. No, they're literally moving everything out the hotel, everything, bags, everything. And I'm just organizing, stressing, trying not to have Polight yell at me about, yo, don't fuck up my shoes. Watch out for my Versace's and shit. Yeah, no, I'm just just don't fucking yell at me. Dude. I really got the car running, bro. I'm just and I didn't say that. I'm just feeling that way. And so we managed to get everything.
Dude.
Everything, and then there's always Nina's stuff and Rockette stuff and Net stuff, my stuff and everybody's stuff in the fucking car, all of us, and except Nina, just her stuff is there that I put off. All right, so and then I drove to the storage unit, they got to drop off a bunch of shit in the storage unit. And I go and I got a bunch more shit in the storage unit. It's just so much shit. They got different storage units. And I'm like, it's crazy, man. This is crazy. Just shit just stacking up, man. I'm like, this is nuts, man. Because I don't like having a lot of shit. I live out of my suitcase. I travel. I just don't like owning a lot of possessions because they weigh me down. I just like being able to move. So I'm already whatever. I'm just helping. I'm assisting the best I can and having the best attitude possible because they got Polight's got that fucking Brooklyn fucking rough ass fucking look on his face half the time. So I'm not even, you know what I'm saying? You know, I just don't want to step on anything, you know. All right, so we drive to Texas. Now, I drove, Polight drove. And then, you know what I'm saying? And we're actually trying to get there really fast. And because we got a lot of time, the boxing, we're trying to, it's a tight, so we're trying to go as steadily as possible. Just so happens, later in the trip, I don't know, we're like in Texas by now, and like maybe like 2 hours away from Houston or something like that. And the boxing match about starts, Polight's like itching, like wants to be there, and I'm like, da-da-da-da-da. He pulls over. We pull over. I'm not sure why, because Polight's driving at this time. Pulls over, and I don't know if it's the switch or get out, use the restroom, or whatever. Pulls over to go maybe look at his phone. I don't know. Turns off the car. We sit there and then discussing. I don't know what happened. Turns on the car, but the car pushes the button, but the car nothing turns on. Nothing. Not even the lights. And he's like, what? What? And he's like, fuck. And he's like, yo, G, can you go ask around for a jump? And this is cold outside. It's snowing. We went through a snowstorm. It was the first time I ever seen snow.
He
Facts.
was dogging
Facts.
this dude
First
out.
time I ever seen snow was going through this Texas. So I'm like, yo, no problem. And there's no room really outside. It's just truckers. It's like the fucking desert. Excuse my language. It's like the desert.
Very boosty behavior, y'all.
So,
Very boosty behavior.
Me, I'm already used to asking random people. This is my job now. Is asking
this is
people
what
for
a
jumps.
female
I don't know.
would do.
You know what I'm saying?
To a dude.
And no one can.
Very boosty.
So we end up getting I end up getting a truck driver to come give us a jump, right? So the truck driver comes, they get out, they're already used to it, know what to do, and they're like, it's not your battery, bro. It's not your battery. And I'm like, whoa. He's like, look at it. It's like the timing belt or something. That shit came off. And he's like, something over here, you got a drip in over here. And yeah, and your battery's still fucked up, but he's like, it's definitely not your battery. And I'm go to Polight, I'm like, yo, listen, it's not the battery, bro. He's like, what? It's like the timer, but I show him pictures like, damn, man. All right, we stuck. So, we have to sit there for a while, and we ended up having to call the tow truck driver to
Light is showing
truck.
boosty
all
behavior.
The cars packed were all there, and I was in the car with Polight, and he ended up, I don't know if you saw that Christian crazy woman about get out you demon, and if you've seen that crazy Christian video. But when we first found out about it, before he posted it, he must have watched it like 100 fucking times in the car. It was driving me fucking crazy. It was driving on my neck. It was just like, yo, Polight, like chill it on the video. He's like, yo, I can't believe this shit. And just kept fucking playing. I'm like, yo, dude, stop that shit. It's driving me fucking nuts. I get it. Like that shit was like driving me nuts. Like you had to keep playing that video. I was like, that's weird, man. Just stop playing it. So, and I'm not like trying to, but like that shit really did kind of drive me crazy though. Cause it was just like, please, like be respectful. Like, there's other people in the car. It's like on full blast. You have to listen for like an hour.
Oh my goodness.
Over. So we end up getting there's a GMC somewhere, fucking just somewhere in the middle of nowhere. If you heard of Midland, Texas, literally it's like just middle of nowhere. And so, yeah, we ended up illegally, and I don't want anyone to say it, but we ended up getting everything and everyone over there all at once without having to, you know what I'm saying? It's just, so, yeah, so then there's a hotel across the street, and that was like the only, so here's the thing. This is what really cut me. I was so used to sleeping in the car, and I had to drive a long time, and I just really, really, really wanted a bed to sleep in. Really wanted a bed to sleep in. And Polight say, yo, I got you on the night, I got you, you know what I'm saying? And based on whatever, I'm not really trusting what he's saying at this point. All he's saying, you know what I'm saying? And it's always vague, you know what I'm saying? And I really needed to really know, could I sleep? Can I sleep in a bed tonight? You know? And not have to sleep in the car while you guys sleep in the hotel. Like, I had to confirm that, right? And the fact that I had to confirm that, I already knew I wasn't comfortable. So the fact that I had to actually ask him, and when I did ask him, he just gave me the most, like, you know, just like, I already told you. And I'm like, sorry, man, I just wanted to make sure, you know what I'm saying? I'm just tired, man. I'm just tired. Just like, went back to his phone, right? I said, damn. Well, at least I know now. You know, at least I know. So we end up going to the hotel across the street, and it's Saturday. It's Friday. It's Friday night, I think. Yeah, it's Friday night. It's Friday night, I think. Yeah, man. Yeah. So we only had the rooms. They only had certain rooms available. They booked 2 rooms. But Polight didn't want to use his hotel points, and he was kind of being. They were arguing about using hotel points on the net, and should I use it? No, I don't want to use mine. You use yours, and I got better. I could do better upgrades on my. He just like didn't want to use his free points or something to get waste on that particular hotel, right? So we just got two rooms, and it's him, Amanette, Ra'ed, and Ma'at in one room, and then I get my own room because I'm already like, yo, like I ain't about to sleep, and no way, like, you know. So I get my own room. I'm exhausted. It's been how long since I had a nice bed to lay in with a room of my own. Finally lay down for about 45 minutes. I'm already ready to go to sleep. I get a text from Polight saying, yo, bro, I'm gonna need you to come sleep in the room with me and Amanette, and Ra'ed and Mayet's gonna sleep in the room. And I'm like, wow. All right. So I go in the room with them, and then Ra'ed and Ma'at, it's not a double bed. It's a tiny couch, old spring couch, and they're like with the nastiest look on their face, like out of my way, like I'm going to your room, like, you know, like I ain't sleeping on this, like right, you know, they're like peace to your room, and then Polight's like, yo, you can sleep on that tonight, and I'm like, wow, bro, like. You can't even like not afford just give me my own fucking room after driving, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't say nothing. So yeah, slept on that. Uncomfortable, obviously uncomfortable. I didn't say nothing.
This was 2 years
and then
ago.
Polight misses the, boxing match, so he's watching reviews and da-da-da-da-da on his phone. He's like, totally don't fucking talk to me zone, like just fucking, I get it, I understand. Everybody's frustrated. It's not a comfortable situation. I understand that my attitude, could affect things real easily. And I don't have much to fall back on, so I just need to shut the fuck up and mind my business and just do whatever Polight says at this point so we can get through this, as peacefully as possible. So I already knew my role or place in that situation. So the next day goes by. We think that a dealership's going to be open. They're closed on the weekends or something, right? And we forget that we're so convinced that they will be open the next day and go and open the next day. I mean, it's Sundays and they're closed. So it's just even more frustrating. We're stuck there, And, I'm not saying they couldn't afford it, but I actually bought everyone food, like multiple times, like, $50, $60. And I bought vegan food for us. I looked it up and I don't know what, it was almost like this cancer motherly instinct was just to keep looking out for them, And I bought everyone food, and I just was giving. And I just made sure that it was all vegan, it was all healthy. Even it was like Uber Eats. And we're in the middle of Texas. There's nothing healthy around there. There's one place healthy, and I'm making special orders and just getting it delivered to the room and picking it up, and just bags of vegan food. And I don't know why I did it. I did it, man. I don't know why I did it. I don't know if I wasn't really trying to. I just wanted to look out for, because I felt like they. I don't know. I felt like they were looking out for me, So, all right. So, yeah, we ended up, the car, it was a lot of drama back and forth, obviously, with the car owner. I didn't know. And, Polight calling back. They're calling back and guaranteeing this, and the dealership. And eventually we get in the car. and we started driving back. Started driving back home. And Polight's like, it's probably spiritual. It's like all spiritual. Let's just try to see the best in this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to be. No, I'm not.
I have to say something.
Not everything they ate, I would have ate.
I have to
Let's just say
something.
that. Not everything. And
they're saying,
and that's where I'm.
They're saying that their ordeal is spiritual. Yes, the spiritual low energy vibes that he had to live within this specific period of this specific moment in time of his life with this low energy sucking dude will bring struggles, because he's not thinking to do things the righteous way. He's thinking to do things the hard way and the rough way, and harming other people in the process and taking advantage of those he can take advantage of. So what do you expect? You expect to be put in these positions because he's not thinking. You with someone who's not thinking. So when you don't think, bad things happen.
Because
you take your time.
There's several times I had to drive our ex and fucking Carl's Jr. and shit late at night after a club and shit to get some Beyond Burgers and like just some diet habits, like totally like I'm already grew up. I'm an organic farmer in the jungle. Like I'm eating, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that's what Polight and that's what they eat. And, it's like kind of pick and choose sometimes, I guess, But I just was like, just really strict because I thought like I would be around like really strict vegans. And I lived around really strict vegans. So I just had a different perspective of, what. Everyone's different. I'm not here to, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not here to judge anyone. And that's why I'm just saying, like, yo, this person's human. Like, I'm trying to justify his actions in my head. He's just human. He comes from a rough background. I already know he comes from a rough background. I already know he, but I felt like there was a bigger message. And so I'm trying to convince myself to justify everything that I'm seeing and hearing and experience it. And so, here's the thing. It's him and Sarnetta. All right. That's some, I don't know what the dynamic is, but it I don't know, you can't put it into words because they really don't like each other, but they actually kind of like always stay in touch and they're always back and forth, but it's like they're friends and they're friends, but then they like really vicious, like, and like, you know, and like, but they're cool again. It's just weird, him and Sarnetta. So I'm hearing a conversation. So it's on, you know, it's late. The speaker's up, and then so he's having a conversation with Sarnetta. Sarnetta calls him, and here's the thing with Sarnetta. I'm not here to gossip. Sarnetta, you know what I'm saying? You were one of the next. You and Brother Polight woke me up into consciousness. Your video. So I'm not here to talk shit, but I'm here to just, you know, Sarnetta calls Polight and pitches him ideas of debates and wannabe topics and everything, just so Sarnetta can get some change. He literally said, yo, Polight, I need some change. I need some change right now. Means I need a controversial video that'll bring me a lot of views so I can get that revenue. That's exactly what that means, and I'm not bullshit. He was just called, I need a little change right now. I need a little change. He starts pitching ideas at Polight of what kind of work Polight up and what kind of debate. Like Polight's just like, nah. You know, and he's like, all right, like trying to bend things and toss it. Well, he said this and he said that, and they're just sounding like, all right, well, you know, like, and they're like totally planning it, and then they're like and then they like on camera, it's so odd, but I thought that was weird. So they set up the Christian debate to be in like Brooklyn, and then they start arguing over like money, and that's what they're always fights is like Sarnetta's trying to take more money from Polight, and Polight's like, why are you trying to take more money from me? Like, you don't even do anything. I'm the fucking star. Like, you know. So one time, it was Sarnetta, Polight, and they were talking about, you know what I'm saying, doing an event, and then the controversy was about the money, and whether Polight wanted to, you know, you know what I'm saying, and then it was just like the money issue where they started fighting. And then somehow I know I'm just giving it all up at this point. I'm just like giving it all up. But it was crazy because and Sarnetta started talking shit out of nowhere.
Still here.
And they just started acting like, you know, fuck you nigga. I'm gonna come to your house right now. Like all like literally acting like they're about to kill each other. And I'm like, yo, like this is crazy. We're really witnessing two 50-year-old dudes. Like, and I'm in that Polight, we're like cracking up. Like, they're going off on each other. So
you're saying that Polight is 50?
And Sarnetta, like, you know, talking shit. They hang up, and then calls Polight, and then we hear Ank's story, and then immediately Sarnetta calls Polight, and then we hear Polight's, because Polight's the mediator at this point, and then Polight's like, yo, I'm gonna get him back on the phone, and then immediately you're like, yo, you were kind of acting like a bitch. No, bro, you acting like a bitch. Well, you know, da. And they're like, I was just playing. I was just playing. And I just started dying in the backseat. Like, they were just about to fucking kill each other. You know what I'm saying? Calling each other faggot and you know, talking shit and bringing up each other's past. Now they're just like, nah, I'm just kidding. And they're back to buddies again. It was like, wow, like, this is some immature shit I'm fucking witnessing right now. You know, and I'm not here to talk shit. I'm telling you what I experienced and witnessed, and what really blew me away and realized, yo, all this shit is fake, yo. Like, all this shit is fake. This conscious community shit is like fake as shit. And that's that's the killer. And I never really choose to believe that, and now I actually experience it. Let me tell y'all something. This shit's fucking fake, man.
Let me tell y'all something. Listen. I could not listen to them. Eternal let me know that they were stagnant over there on Sarnetta's channel. They're stagnant. So It's not as if I couldn't sense that for myself. But I know that they're not going to tell you anything that's going to be beneficial for you. So if I'm not getting anything that's beneficial for me, I recognize that I had to be the one to do the movement, to push forward, to put in our shadow work, to get our people going. Because we got fakeness. We have enough fakeness in real life dealing with the Caucasian on a daily basis. Because they're not going to tell us nothing either. So we have to deal with our own, and we have to deal with the outside world. And it's all an illusion, and it's all fake many times. Because one thing the Caucasian always does is he dangles money over our heads. He knows he put us in a disenfranchised situation where we're in need of it, and he dangles it and uses it for those who need it the most. In a society that he created where we would need it the most. So over here, this is real because I want us to get liberated out of this. I want us to be the Christ people we are. And the Christ is inside of us. So we are the ones to save ourselves. We don't have to have everything, like I said, everything almost on YouTube. A lot of things are majority self-help. But then we have these people that want to be leaders and guide us to someplace. No one, nothing outside of us can guide us any place. We have to put in the work ourselves. We have to put in the work ourselves. Just like they can show you how to build a deck, but they can't build it for you. Let's continue, family.
That shit's fake. So I had to. So that was had a lot to do with the Texas trip. Now, sorry, give me a second. Now, here's the thing with my aunt. I really care for her. I really do. No matter what, I still think she, and she, based on the lifestyle that her father and family lives, she doesn't actually have like any real friends. And I found that out, and that hurt me, because she's at that crucial age where you have the most memorable times of your life with those friends at that age, and you need to be settled. Like for kids to make, like, I'm thinking, damn, she's missing out on all that shit.
Exactly.
Wow, like, and she's hanging out in such a mature environment or by herself. I'm like, yo, she's not really socializing or picking up those extra social skills that kids would be if they just were settled and in their environment and hanging out with their friends normally. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I can say. I was like, yo, that's a trip. That's a trip. Like, damn, I feel bad for this young girl.
It's an atrocity.
And she don't actually have like a group of friends or strong friends. She's like out there, and her best friends are all older people that she meets randomly in the park over dogs. And I don't know everything about her life, but at least that's what I know and saw and experienced. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying nobody's a bad father. He's a bad father or nothing. At least I would never say that. I would never go that far, no matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not like that. But as I don't know, I would that you miss out on so much as a child that way, just constantly moving and never having that to settle. So that kind of yeah. Anyways, so later towards after I didn't have the vehicle for a few weeks, and this is right before I hit the park, and I'm trying to rent another car from Polight, and it's going to cost. He gave me I'm going to say that I'm giving you a discount. G, it's going to cost you $600 and something, $650. You can get the car for a week. It's going to cost you that, right? I'm thinking, I'm ready to get, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get back in the vehicle. I got friends I want to hang out with. I got things I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I paid them. And this was already when I told him, like, yo, my bread's getting low. Like, and so I paid him $650. I already know he shoot me in the head. All right. I get it. And then, so here's the thing. Come to later. He tells me later that day that the people he rented the car out to got into a car accident, lied about it, and the mechanic's calling him and saying that the Polight owes the mechanic money. So Polight's like, yo, that honestly, that car just got in the car. Literally the show. He's an Academy Award actor because he made it seem like, yo, this is seriously what happened, and he's a sociopath. That's what sociopaths do. I'm studying this now. Like I'm getting it, and this is what sociopaths do. And so he made it seem like it was this big fiasco. He had a deep explanation. He had to go pick it up the mechanic, and then he's like, "Yo, this should be fixed by the time maybe tomorrow, like a couple of days from now, from the mechanic. I gotta go pay him." You know what I'm saying? He's like, "I'll get you that car." You know what I'm saying? And then so like 2 days later, like, is the car ready? Is the car is like, yo, bro, I'm on my way to Vegas. I have to drive the car to Vegas. The mechanic wanted to charge me too much money, so I get a better deal from the mechanic all the way to Vegas. I'm thinking like, damn, that's like a lot of extra energy and time just to get like how much. I'm thinking how much of a discount. It must be a big discount because he's driving to Vegas to get the car fixed. So I don't know what happened. Yeah, I never got the car. So many things came up and so many distractions, but I had to bring that up. So, now here's the thing. Sort of in the beginning, towards somewhere, Polight said that he's like, your bank account's funny, G. Your bank account's funny. You know, some transactions are getting my account paused up. Like, some transactions aren't. You know what I'm saying? Something's up with your bank, yo. You causing my bank problems, right? All right. So Polight says he pull out his phone, kind of showing me things. I'm not sure what's going on. And he's like, yo, this transaction's not going through, and this transaction's not going through. It's pending. I already tried to follow up on it. You know what I'm saying? So did you do anything? Are you doing something with your bank? You know what I'm saying? Everybody in my family thinks you're kind of sketchy. Everybody thinks you're doing something kind of funny. And I told him, nah. I told him, nah. I believe in this cat. This dude had nothing. You know, this dude was just sleeping on the beach. And it's like, nah. So I told my family, you good, G. I believe you, G. So whatever you said, I'm going to believe you. I'm spiritual. So whatever karma happens, like he did the whole spiel, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to, if you choose to lie to me, that's up to you. I'm going to believe you no matter what you say, right? I'm like, honestly, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, yo, even my website, people can't buy things from my website right now, and da-da-da-da-da. Also, there was a Wells Fargo, so during the Texas trip, his daughter calls me, yo, the Wells Fargo shut down or something, the bank account's frozen. He's like, damn. So, come to find out later, Polight, all right, so so he brought that up, that shit, something was going funny, and everybody in his whole family thinking it's me, and I'm thinking, whoa, I thought they were nice to me in the face, now they're like, everyone thinks I'm sketchy in the background. I'm like, yo, this is, you know, and he's like, nah, they, you know, my wife really cares about you, and I think you're a good guy, and I know you would do something like this, you know, so, I'm not gonna lie, me and brother Polight were broke in LA for a good week or so. I couldn't access my funds somehow. He couldn't access his funds somehow, and he admitted to me. He admitted to me that it's rough right now, and I'm thinking, what the fuck did I just get myself into right now? I am broke with my mentor, spiritual master, sitting in his IA BMW, and wow, that is part 5. Aloha. Aloha, YouTube. This is Crypto Rootz. And yeah. So there's some miscellaneous stuff that I gotta mention, man. And it's not even like none of this is to even be petty, but some of the shit really pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still processing some of the shit that it was like, I don't know, I must have been hypnotized or something, because I'm like, what the fuck did I took all this bullshit, and I did.
So what I'm gonna do, family, I
forgot to mention that during the Texas trip, because we stayed there for like 3 or 4 nights, right? Only the first night did I actually have a bed. I'm not fucking bullshit. I'm not bullshitting. We had to switch rooms the next day. They wanted to save money. I don't know who was paying about it or whatever. And so they got a double. And I seriously got the text, Polight, requesting me to sleep on the floor. No joke. For the next 3 nights. So, all right. I forgot to mention that. I really did, and I'm not making that up. I haven't made nothing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why this is me clearing my conscience, not trying to add on shit and get more attention, because I really don't give a fuck. Because I didn't start this channel to gossip about Brother Polight. I didn't start this. Nah. Like, it's just, I don't even like to have these videos on my channel. But this is my only, I would say, safe outlet. And that's it. Like, I just been traveling. I'm in Guatemala, so it's beautiful out here. I'm on I'm traveling and just checking it out, and it's just fun. And this is just what I enjoy doing in my life. And I just talk about crypto and learn Spanish and see who I can educate where I travel. All right. Now, I mentioned I was buying them food. And one of the nights, I was like, I got to stop being so giving. And it was like, I was getting hungry. And then I'm going to buy some food, but I told him, I'm going to buy some food, but I can only really buy it for myself. And something happened, because they were hungry too. And I was like, they kind of like, yo, we want some food too. I was like, well, I can order for you, like for the same meal, but I can only pay for my food. So if you can cash out me something. And then Polight just smacks his lips like, I knew there was always something. Like, just out of nowhere. Like, he just like was on his phone. It's just like, when I asked him to cash at me. And I'm like, sorry, man, I just don't have a lot in my bank account, man. I was just thinking of that, like, fuck you, dude. Like, what the fuck? Kind of, he said some bullshit like that. And I was just like, what the fuck? Why would you, like, even say some shit like that? He said it, So that's it. That's part of the Texas trip, just to include that in. Not, but those are just fucking things that just, like, I had to get out and just be like, what? Yeah, Nina started off as his mentee. If anybody were wondering and curious, he told me that. So I'm like, yo, that's a very strategic way to kind of filter in women and they'll still disguise it as business. I think in my head, I didn't say it out loud, but as soon as he was like, yo, because I didn't find out later when he finally, he was opening up to me, I guess. And it was like, yo, she was my mentee and da-da-da-da. And so every now and then we go into mentee mode. I have to go, because it's still kind of a mentorship with her. It's still kind of a mentorship, so, this is part of the mentorship. The things, me and her arguing, and he was trying to explain the way he flipped out on her and everything. So I was just like, all right. Now, basketball tickets. Let's get into this. So obviously I came out there for the condo. We already know about the tax liens, hotel rooms, car rentals. So we're in the music studio in Vegas, kind of when I first get there, when recording, and I mentioned to Polight, I said, hey, when we're done getting this condo and everything, I'd be interested in learning more about flipping basketball seats because I heard that you do that, and I'm interested. And it's like, all right, cool. And so I'm thinking, that's an investment. I never applied now, and I never said I wanted to do it now. And I told him this several times. And in my mind, that's just something, this dude pushed it so hard on me. He pushed it so hard on me, like buying basketball tickets for the season. And I don't know, I spent like $7,500 or something. Yeah, that was around it. Just out of nowhere, they came. And because Polight pushed it so hard, like, this is the time now, G. I'm meeting with my advisor. I'm meeting with the guy who sells the tickets. Yo, this is the time to strike, bro. Like, that's extra money in your pocket guaranteed. You already know that, And I'm like, I'm still kind of new, so it's not like I'm still kind of new, and he's pushing it hard. I wasn't expected. Still, before I got the condo, he's pushing it, and there was several times where he pushed it. Yo, G, I'm about to get the Clippers tickets tonight. We could just buy the tickets tonight. It's only, I just need like $600. Like he just. So I was supposed to get 3 different sets of basketball tickets, and one of them was for $2,000. Over some Clippers tickets for like a week. Another was supposed to be like $5,000 for some Clipper tickets. And then he told me about, I got the text to confirm it, about like June 20 something, I'm gonna get $22,000 back from the Lakers tickets for the season that I bought. Or apparently whatever, thought I bought. And the thing that hit the biggest was, he's like, yo, you gotta check in the mail, G, send me your address, send me your routing number, your counter number. And so there was supposed to be a $2,000 check that was supposed to be mailed to me. I waited. It didn't come up. And I'm hitting low. And I'm like, yo, Polight, da-da-da-da-da. He's like, that's odd. For real? That's odd. I'm like, yo, Polight, you think they can get like a tracking number or something? He's like, all right, yeah, G, I'm gonna see if I can get you a tracking number for that check. Man. To this day, that shit never came. I kept bringing it up. He almost was like a strategic genius, knowing that one day I'll bring it up, so he had the exact answers. Like, he just said, and then he's a sociopath. He's a fucking sociopath. Excuse my language. Because I'm replaying everything in my mind, and I understand that sociopaths, when you confront them or about a lie or something, they get very angry, aggressive, and they kind of make it seem like you're, and he did that to me when I brought up these basketball tickets. Because I kept saying, Polight, I got so much anxiety right now because I'm doubting this whole situation is sinking fast, and you still want me to drive you around. You know what I'm saying? And I'm afraid. I'm afraid to mention, and then I mentioned it in the Texas trip. And God, he got so angry at me. And just like his response was just like, it was demonic. It was demonic, his response when I asked him about, just my check to come in the mail that he told me I would get, but I didn't get. And then, it kept happening. He said I was going to get a hotel. Man, he said I was getting so many checks. And he asked me for my accounting and routing number one time. But he kept wanting to send me checks. Like, just deposit into my account. And then, check this out. When I told him, yo, I need that $2,000 check, bro. He said, yeah, I was hoping you were going to get it because you needed to upgrade your trust. Boom. All right. So, definitely got to get this. Because this shit fucking, this makes me angry. He told me on the fly to purchase plane tickets for him and Victoria to go to Paris. I need it done now. G is part of the investment. I already gave up my bread for your investments. So it's time for you to pretty much pay me back. Buy plane tickets for me and Victoria. And Victoria, and this whole time, I haven't even seen Victoria. I've seen every other one, but I ain't seen Victoria at all. She's completely out. I haven't seen nothing. And then come to find out, so I bought the plane tickets. This was kind of early on. And bought the plane tickets for him and Victoria to go to Paris. I can show you receipts. I have their names on the plane tickets in my receipts. You know what I'm saying? I got receipts on everything. So that frustrated me because what ended up happening, he kept bullshitting me. And the night of the Airbnb, that morning, he woke up. That was the day he was supposed to leave with Victoria to Paris. And he's like, oh man, I was supposed to leave today, G. And then he's like, but I'm out here, but I'm looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I chose to stay so you could really finish this out the right way, bro. You know me, I don't abandon my plans. You know what I'm saying? This is the day he asked to spend the night at the Airbnb that I broke the rules for and paid for his room. You know what I'm saying? That morning he was supposed to leave, and then pretty much threw it on me that he was out there because of me, and that he, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason and I'm like, yo, should I try to, it was unchangeable date. No refund. And to him, he just dismissed it. Like, he never thought about it again. Like, it was just nothing to him. And yeah. Oh, then I found out he's breaking up with Victoria. And I don't know, man. He just kept that's what sociopaths do. They'll pile more shit on you, and you can't even figure out what's going on until later, and then you're having to repiece everything that's going on. Now, what I find really messed up is he trusted me to be his driver, right? And there's plenty of times where Brother Polight's dead asleep in the car, knocked out. And there's times where his whole family, him and his whole family, especially on the Texas trip, knocked out. In my mind, their lives are in my hands. I'm not exaggerating, not alive. That's the fact. I'm driving them while they're all asleep in the car. I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, yo, it's my major responsibility to look out for my master teacher and his family. You know what I'm saying? I took pride or if I, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I gotta be alert, I gotta be aware because their lives are in my hand. Not, you know what I'm saying? But damn, do me like this too? When, you know what I'm saying? I looked out for all you guys. I looked out for all you guys. Now, one day I drive Ra'et and my aunt to the laundromat to do their clothes. And this whole time I'm thinking like, yo, the wives got knowledge. Like they, you know what I'm saying, kicking it with brother Polight, they must got heavy, you know, heavy knowledge to kick, like especially as women too. Like, so I'm like, yo, I'm thinking they all got mad knowledge, yo. And I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying they don't. But, you know what I'm saying? I was kicking over at, like talking over at, like, and I'm just like chatting, you know, and I'm like kind of waiting. I was telling her about how I trust Polight, like, you know what I'm saying, how I hit him up, gave him a, and then she's like, I'm like, yo, you know, you got some, like, I was trying to see if she's got some knowledge to kick. Like, if she's been, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, hit me with some knowledge. I didn't ask her, but I was just initiating that kind of vibe and conversation. And she's like, yeah, I don't know how Polight do that all day. I don't know how Polight just be studying. Like, I can't do that. Like, I just stay for me. So I just give my money to Polight. I just give him. Like, I don't know what he does with it, but, you know, I just give it to him. I just give it to him. You know, and I'm like, whoa, that's all. Like, she's like, you know, I'm like, so that just, who am I to tell anybody how to live their life? But I just thought, like, yo, the wife's got knowledge. Da, 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 da. She's like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how to do that. I couldn't do that. Nah, that's just not me. I just give my money. Like, I don't know what he do with it, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just what I do. You know. And so that just threw me off. That threw me off. So now, so yeah, you know, already told you in the second part, I broke down, I told Polight I have to bounce. I gave my instruments, whatever I said. That's when Polight didn't take me seriously. He just thought I was just kidding about leaving until I said, yo, your daughter can have my ukulele, because it was at their hotel. And I got some extra gifts to leave my op before I leave. And he was like, that's when he took me seriously about actually leaving LA. Like, he thought the whole time I was like telling him, dude, I'm in depression, bro. Like, I'm ready to like really kill myself. I got texts like, yeah, and he's just ignoring all my texts. Like, yo, I don't even know how to tell you, bro. Like, I don't even know how to tell you, but this is what's going on. Like, I'm ready to die, bro. Like, none of this shit's working out, bro. He just ignored all those texts. And then I just like, yo, I got some gifts I want to leave my op. Immediately responds like, da-da-da-da-da. And, you know, just kind of, I don't know. It's just like, you tripping out. And I don't know. I don't remember what he said after that. But at that point, I lost all hope in him. He's no one to listen to anymore. You know, I switched gears. And so the guy he rents the car from, I didn't know he rented the car from him until later. Okay, so I don't want to say his name, but I'm just saying that's the guy, because I didn't know that. But there was a guy showing up that the dude, he kept telling me to spend 1,000 or 1,500, spend 1,000, Apple Pay, Cash App. I met that guy in Vegas. Oh, by the way, in Vegas, Polight wanted me to pull out $5,000 and then the casino. It was a big deal because the casino was like, you can't pull that amount of money out unless you spend it here. And they knew that we weren't going to spend it there. They know, like, you ain't going to fucking gamble this, you know, and that's a high. So it was a big deal. And then my bank, I had to call my bank. The bank had to be in the casino. They had to refund the money and everything. Polight was just getting like, come on, G, what's going on? What's going on with this shit? What's going on? I'm like, I don't know, the casino, bro. Like, my bank, they said this, and then Polight's trying to be
later
all, like,
on tonight, I will
and,
finish
you know,
up because
use
I
big
want
words
to
and
add
shit,
commentary.
like, with
I
the
want to
bank
hear
people
this for
and the
myself.
casino people, and, you know, and then it's just not working out. They're like, y'all
This
niggas
concludes
ain't
part
spending money
3
here. Y'all just don't look like it. We can already tell y'all about to leave. And
up
so
here
no,
on my channel, talking about Polight. And join me. I will fix up another one for about 7 o'clock tonight, let's say. 7 o'clock p.m. tonight, we will continue this saga. Peace, family. And with that said, always remember true love, real peace, and the higher self within the soul. Thank you all for being here.